People accused of operating a high-end sex ring will remain behind bars for now. Lawyers for Han Lee and Jun Myung Lee agreed to a voluntary order of detention during a brief hearing yesterday.
Authorities say the commercial sex ring in Northern Virginia and Massachusetts catered to politicians, company executives, military officers, and other well-connected clients. Our Matt Gregory has been following the story since the beginning. And Matt, what new details came out of yesterday's hearing? Good morning.
Annie and Wisdom, good morning. According to federal investigators, this was a small operation, but it brought in big bucks, and it was pretty much organized by two people. You just mentioned them right there. Han Lee ran the brothel network, and Jun Myung Lee was her employee. Well, Wednesday, prosecutors asked the judge to have both stay in jail while awaiting trial because they're, quote, flight risks. So to support that plea, they offered more evidence of the alleged prostitution ring. Prosecutors say it catered to prominent men in Massachusetts and here in Northern Virginia. According to court documents, Han Lee was the brains behind the operation. Court paperwork says she made more than $1 million from the brothel service, and in searches of the apartments used for the service, investigators found cell phones, bulk condoms, lubricants, and pregnancy tests. They also found on the cell phones house rules for the apartments used for prostitution, and these rules included things like asking for the money first, using discretion with noise, not speaking on cell phones in the hallways of the apartment complex, and a reminder to, quote, keeping your word is keeping everyone safe. Now, from their investigation, prosecutors detailed Han Lee's role. They say she recruited the women. She ran the website. It was a website that advertised nude Asian models for photography, but really it was a front for the prostitution service. The court paperwork claims Jun Myung Lee was her employee, and his jobs included booking appointments. He worked out apartment leases across Massachusetts and Northern Virginia, and he worked out the logistics of bringing the women to the brothels. She paid him between $6,000 and $8,000 a month in cash. Now, prosecutors pointed out because both were flight risks, prosecutors pointed out that both were flight risks because the money they'd made, and it was a lot, and a lack of ties to the area. Attorneys for both agreed to a voluntary detention order. Now, one of the questions you probably had is, as this investigation goes on, why have prosecutors not divulged the names of the clientele? Prosecutors have not said why they've not or whether they will. However, they have said several times that list includes prominent businessmen, military personnel, and doctors in Massachusetts and Northern Virginia. Matt Gregory, WUSA 9.